And I have to tell you, I'm reluctant to call it AI at all. It's not really artificial intelligence.
Sure.
I'm
Unless
annoyed.
the A word
Yeah,
is doing a lot more heavy lifting.
yeah,
Yes.
it really does. We're not quite there yet. And what I've found is that in terms of just as a user, right? So this is purely anecdotal. I'm not sharing any data or any research on here. I could, but I'm not going to right now. What I'm finding is that on the one hand, there are parts of my job that are significantly easier thanks to these tools. I can synthesize an article or a story better. I can bring sources together. I can sort of create a really good first draft much more quickly thanks to the AI tools that I use. And so that saves me time, right? But I want it to be really clear to managers and lead business leaders who think that AI is going to solve productivity problems, that all it does is really shift sort of like those time resources in other directions. Because now what you have to do is you have this first draft, you have to edit it, you have to fact check it, you have to do all these things that you didn't have to do before because your process was different. And so in the hours, say it takes an hour to write a story or an article or a research note, where it used to take you an hour to do your research and write your first draft and like edit and do the things yourself, it still takes an hour. You're just focusing on different things, on different tasks in different ways. And so you're shifting the load, but you haven't actually become more productive. And for me, the value of an agent is that productivity. Whether you're doing more in your 1 hour time block, or you can do the thing that used to take an hour in 10 minutes. And now you have 15 minutes of free time, either to do other things or to do nothing at all, to improve your quality of life, to go for a walk, whatever the equation is, right? For you, the value equation. But I'm not quite seeing that yet. And what I'm disappointed by when I look at the way that all of these AI companies are sort of positioning themselves and marketing themselves is that it's all about scale and it's all about speed and it's all about building things and building infrastructure and future proofing. But it's not about actually delivering ROI and results now. It's not really about doing anything particularly well. It's just sort of big picture, but missing the point in the moments and missing that iterative sort of journey where we can follow one tool down the pipeline and go, okay, this is getting better and better and better, and I'm going to stick with this. It creates an environment where you're spending a lot of money, you're driving a lot of resources towards a future outcome, and you're creating an environment in which at any point a large segment of your customer base could jump ship because you haven't really built that pipeline. You just created a product in the moment that could become obsolete next week, and then suddenly all of that spend, all of that effort, all that time is just wasted unless you can sort of like reacquire those customers later. I find that incredibly dangerous, and not in line with the way that we've talked about or thought about product development ever. And to come back to Scott's point about spec-driven development, as a former product manager myself, who has participated in the development, from ideation to marketing of physical products, it's really important to go through these processes and not just sort of like build out this magical infrastructure that somehow will generate unlimited revenue forever just by virtue of existing. I feel like we really need to go back to, okay, what problems are we trying to solve, and let's solve them, as opposed to let's build a technology that will magically solve all of our problems in 10 years.